Hey, this is Kalimi. Don't pay too much attention to the video here. I want to go over a little bit about me, where the guild is going, and what's going good, bad, and what we need to do. My story is that I'm a longtime raider. I played every expansion. I've led a guild a couple different times in Burning Crusade, Wrath, Kata, and then I was a Mythic Raider in Legion. I had a lot of fun with that. Was part of a guild that was pretty impressive. They only had a 9-hour-a-week raid schedule, but still managed to clear all Mythic content, which was not trivial. And part of the reason for that is that their raid leader was so knowledgeable about the game. And I'm no slouch about the game, but this guy was just above and beyond me. And I want to bring some of that knowledge to the game and how much faster it let us go through the content without raiding 16, 20 hours a week. But one thing that guild got wrong was that they would never let up, and they were, even after they had cleared the content, they would still scream at their raid members, and I just, I want to set specific goals, accomplish them, and then once they're accomplished, I want to just grab a beer and, raid drunk a couple times. I mean, I take the content seriously, but when it's done, I want to relax. I want to run things like a business seminar for raiding. That's the standard I think about. So at a business seminar, people show up prepared. If if either the presenter or the attendees don't show up prepared, they don't do that anymore. They leave. So I want everyone to be prepared. The presenter at a business seminar does not scream at the people attending the seminar. But on the other hand, the people attending the seminar don't just randomly get up and leave to go walk their dog or grab a beer or something. The people need to have a block of times set aside for this and do that because it's kind of rude to the other people for people to be constantly coming and going. The good news is that the current content is not that difficult. Molten Core is not that difficult. Zul'Gurub is probably not too bad. I mean, you need a little bit of competence, but it doesn't take anything that anyone with any raid experience at all will be able to pick things up within a wipe or two. BWL isn't even that bad. I was just raiding with a guild, and they got like 4 first kills in a night, and that's good, but at the same time, the guilds I've been raiding with, they're nice people, but they waste so much time, and it's been very difficult to go from a super hardcore guild that was extremely efficient to these guilds where the officers stand around in front of the boss for 10 minutes going over the strategies, and because they didn't do the work ahead of time, and they wind up wasting half the raid talking about stuff that should have been done ahead of time, which is why I formed my own. The things that are going bad right now, we are behind where I thought we'd be. I kind of was setting up these raids in Discord, and then I'm realizing we don't have the bodies yet. I don't know any of the people yet. But the good news on that is that my multi-boxes are almost done, and I'm going to be able to do some very cool things with them once they are 60, because I'll be able, like an Upper Blackrock Spire run takes 10 people, but I'll be able to bring 5 of those, and I won't need to roll on loot against other people, so that should really help the guild, and more importantly, once those guys are done leveling, I'm going to be throwing off a ton of gold, because I can make gold so much faster being able to run a dungeon by myself, I could run Strath Live by myself, hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks, at which point I can probably make 150 to 200 gold in an hour, and that just gives me a lot of leverage to make it really easy to help out other players as well. But that's where a lot of my time has gone recently. The other place that a bunch of my time has gone is that this computer program here, I've been learning C++ again. This is like a raw combat log, and then my computer program, it filters out some of the special characters first, and then it filters out some of the events, and then finally it gets into something much more readable, where all the columns are nice, and you can see the 93%, 100%, the coordinates, the facing. So I've been learning a lot about that. I mean, I'm not just saying that I know a lot about Warcraft. I mean, I'm for real. And then if I compile and run the program, I can even do this. So in this combat log, that's everyone that used a healing potion and how many they used. So now obviously all of that stuff is available in Warcraft logs, but eventually I'll be able to, if I want to find out things that I can't find on Warcraft logs, I now know how to program that. So that's a fun thing I've been working on. I spent the last few days on that. On the guild's to-do list, I need help recruiting 60s. That's the number one thing. We do have a solid base now. Before, I probably wouldn't have been able to hang on to 60s because there wasn't enough for them to do. But now that there's a social aspect, now that there's 20 people online most of the time, the guild is growing organically. I should really, once I hit 60s on my multi-boxes, I'm going to really start pushing on that. The one bad thing about that is that recruiting level 60s is generally a little trickier because you can't poach from other guilds. So you have to be a little more diplomatic about it, and it's a little tough to do that when you're not raiding yet. But I've got several strategies for that. They just take a little bit longer than randomly whispering level 10s in Teldrassil. ZG, again, will really help with that. And then the people that are 60 and ready to go, I'm going to try and get them into tanks, GDKP run. That'll be good for them and the run and everything, because a lot of those raiders already have a lot of stuff, and they should be able to pick up some gear at a bargain. And because I will be making so much gold, I'm even willing to facilitate that, especially like in exchange for people helping me recruit, that I'll toss some gold that way. And that's about it for now. There's a lot more, obviously, but I do have the plans. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. That's where the guild is headed. And I do want the guild to be a Nax guild eventually, but we have such a late start, I'm not sure if that'll happen. But at least we'll clear Cthulhu in AQ40. I see no reason why that can't happen. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it, and it's starting to gel.